Yeah, I know it is 1 minute earlier, but that's just because I need to do my coffee. So I'll put the music on. Where the heck is my music? And I'll be with you guys in a second. Good morning, everybody. Two cats at the table. Good morning, Latte. Good morning, Tori dear. Good morning, Temperance Rising. Look at... Are you saying good morning, everybody? I want to get your kitty food. Or both. Okay, so there it is, somebody. Let me see who else is there. Sandy. Hello, good morning. You always first, not the cat. There you go, another Toronto. Yay, Toronto. It's a sunshine. Well, it's overcast, but currently it's sunshine where I am in the West End. Okay, Brooklyn. Brooklyn is doing laundry. Also, hi, Sally. Good morning, Denise. Good morning. Good morning. Boy, I'm kind of like slow. Hi, Christelle, Dion. Dion, like you're like so awesome. You're coming also every week. That's so nice. Hi, Dee. Who else? Jennifer Richardson. Good morning, everybody. So China. Michelle Weston, good morning. Thank you, Michelle. Glad that you liked it and glad to be of help. Sorry for kind of like doing it like last moment. I was like having a problem with my sleeping last week. I think the entire week I slept 10 hours. So I was like, okay, I need to wait for a time that I'm not tired. I don't want to just like do it in a sloppy way. I even thought I'll apologize and say I'm behind. So, or afternoon in your case, Tarot by Pixie. Okay, where are you guys? Yeah, Safi is always ordering me around. This is like amazing, my little commandant. Okay, so I wanted to get today Lynn Strider Tarot, and I picked it up, and then I was looking for my leveling, which is like I'm using for daily, and believe it or not, from yesterday morning to today, I don't know where the heck it is. So instead of thinking, I saw, ooh, I didn't use this one in a while, and this was in the same box, so we are going to use Cat's Eye and Romantic Tarot. Okay. So I'm going to use Cat's Eye for the major portion, and let's remove the stuff that is not for the reading, those extra cards. And Romantic Tarot, which is like actually really neat, and it doesn't operate on the same tarot principles. We are going to use it for individual clarifications. So guys, I actually still didn't start doing it, but please do pre-order the thing. I mean, I should be talking you into it. This is a really good price. If you don't want it, it's going to be a little bit higher, maybe kind of like put it that way, but they're pretty good, and it's going to be really interesting. You can use it as a guide. I don't know how serious you take it. Good morning, Barbie. I take it seriously. I kind of like refer back to that, and I have clients who actually also, in addition to the general readings, they get their own, and they're always going back, oh my gosh, but you said that, I even forget what I said, right? And I go, oh, I just like looked at now, and it's doing. And with some people, I'm doing like truly detective work, so we can go in the past with tarot, guys, just to let you know, kind of like figuring out certain things, which is really good for those who need some kind of closure or explanation about what the heck happened there. So let's see, look at us, Venus Capricorn. So yes, guys, so when you're checking your cards, this is a general reading, so sometimes you'll say, this is not me, I don't know, I have no problems with kids, etc, etc. I get messages that I get messages, right? So good or bad, I tell you this, I'm not sugar kind of like coating stuff, I'm not sweetening the pie, because too much sugar is not good for you, and life is all about resolving problems, so let's do them together. And maybe we should all say, yay, kind of give me more kind of a thing. But at the same time, it might not be a message for you. So try to check your Ascendant, check your Moon, check your Venus. Lati just gave you the link. You can kind of like go in there and find everything that is there. Houses are not that important right now for this reading. But when I do bigger reading, I kind of like address those houses as well. So let's start. Hi, Kylie. Oh my gosh, you guys you're awesome, 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 awesome. Okay, so yes, for this reading, for general readings, you guys don't need to know your times. When I do the reading, I can also determine which time you are. So that's for the bigger one. So that's no worry over there. Good morning, Dean. Dean woke up. Okay, so water. Let's start with water. And you notice that I'm doing monthlies this time around, and that's why I was like slow, because like I didn't get enough rest. And I don't want to do it sloppily. But I also noticed, like, I mean, you guys, like, what is going on? You're not watching it. Like, I'm spending lots of time doing it, so I can skip it. That's that's really easy for me. So let's see what's going on. So we are starting with water. So I really think the next ones, and I'll give you a secret because you're here live, next ones probably are going to be I know it's going to be Aries for sure. Okay, I'm going to just tell you one, Aries. And I already have the word written for Aries because I did finish meditation, and it is zest. So if any Aries is here, you know that your reading is going to include deep meditation and channeling. So this time, water. The sun. Oh my gosh, water. Your place in the sun. And I don't know why the song from La La Land came through. That song makes me so happy. I think it's called A Place in the Sun. It is the opening sequence from La La Land, and the movie is musical, so I guess it's not everybody's taste, but it is also really interesting love story. And if you haven't watched it, I would say just fast forward to music scenes if you don't like it. I personally do like jazz, and it didn't kind of like bother me, quite the contrary. But the opening scene, dancing, I definitely say this is like something, if you're in a funk, if you're in a bad mood, you're going to feel like sun is shining on you. You're going to literally, they're like triggering every single point in us that we need to kind of like revive. So the sun to me always talks about I mean, the kitty has its own paradise over here. We do see the wall. And I don't know how many of you understand that the Sun card does have the wall. So this whole area is limited. So it's the wall or it's the cloud. So, you know, at one point you're going to walk under the cloud, right? But at this time, it's all perfect. At this time, it is all beautiful. At this time, it is matrix under my feet. Right, sweetie? Yeah. Yes, I asked you to come and he's coming. So I have to say that I really think I'm becoming a cat whisperer. I can actually start talking to them. Of course, some of you are going to say, okay, cat, you're crazy. Water, 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 water. Temperance rising, happy early birthday. Look at that. Happy birthday to you. Yeah, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Temperance. And did I chase you all away with my singing? That's how I get a seat in a restaurant. I just like start to sing. Oh my gosh, 2 majors and the Wheel of Fortune. There you go. Well, thank you even to show up here. Thank you, Mr. Blackfellow. I'm so gorgeous. Oh my gosh, this is my husband. This is my boyfriend. This is my pillow. He spoons with me the whole night. So, do you love everybody here? He doesn't talk as much as Safi, but he's learning. So, yes, mister. Yes. Just lie down here and be with us to bring us your energy. He has like, I really think, I cross him Scorpio, so it's interesting that he's showing up for water signs. But I did a reading from somebody who kind of like tuned into pets, which kind of like was a gift for me for my birthday. And I also did my reading on him, and it looks like he's Taurus. So he has like that slow attitude, but like very consistent. So that's really, really, really good. So there you go, Brooklyn. Like, I mean, black cats are, guys, so much fun. They're like so kind. They are so loving. You have no clue. Okay. Aquarius people have those ability to speak to animals. Yeah, I cannot tell it to the doctor because I guess I would be checked in immediately, right? But I do have to tell you that that I feel that I can communicate with my cats, and the reason for that is very simple. I actually talk to them just like to a little child. Everything has a name, and so they know. And I had a dream about the 2 of them that I was like looking for them. So now you have a King of Pentacles and you have a King of Cups, guys. So single people might have, like, you have choices, first of all. So single people might meet somebody who is really good and maybe somebody who is really not good. And I have to tell you that you probably will choose the one, where is my prop? Where is my prop? Who is going to really be so sweet, who is going to be so nice, right? Charming. But then he's going to just like show his real colors in time, and then you're going to come and have a reading with me, and it's like, what the heck, we have been twin flames, we have been all good. So be kind of like very cautious. It's okay. How will you know? This guy, King of Pentacles, could be a bit boring, right? He could be kind of like matrix, slow and steady, kind of like not moving fast, but he would take you out to a good dinner, or she would make sure that like she's like dressed up to the nines and really kind of like present you well. So it's going to be lots of talk about materialistic stuff. Water doesn't mind that. If this is kind of like done on the date with air, that would be like, I'm out of here. But they're doing this simply because they're proud about how hard they worked in their life to get there. And King of Cups reversed, though, is a strong silent type. And that's the problem, because you read into something that's not there when he's reversed, right? And he's like really kind of like looking what he needs to say or do in order to get what he or she wants. And that could be somebody who appears to be dreamy and moody is there, and it's kind of like literally like somebody who is like lure you in a relationship. So be very careful, because there are like big changes happening for all of you, really, really big changes, because look at this is 10 and this is 19, 1 and 9 is 10. So you have the shift, and shift is happening shifting big times. And it's like this week, guys, make a big sign on your fridge, whatever, and say, okay, I'm shifting. What do I want to shift into? Do I want to repeat the patterns, or I want to go into something else? And trust me, good things kind of does feel boring. Things that we need to resolve has this drama in it. So that's kind of like that balance that we need to kind of like resolve within ourselves. All right, Scorpio. Okay, I need to have a sip of coffee. I just made it. I didn't have anything because I woke up 10:30 today, so it was weird. That's right, people be active in chat, and it doesn't mean simply kind of like, guys, some of you are shy, so just say hi, say something about you, where you're from, just I don't know, tell us what currently you're dealing with, because that's also going to help with my energy, kind of like in which direction you know, you're heading. Do you kind of like want to know if somebody new is coming? Are you having issues with relationship, issues with work? You know, when I give this like 15-minute reading every day I wish every week, then basically, you know, you kind of like have this vibration push through. Today, Lati is the one who is going to decide which mod is picking, but I have to be honest with you, Lati. I would like you to be that mod. So Lati will be the one picking up a winner. She can call it at any time. And this is not, guys, done by how somebody kind of kisses somebody's behind. It is like really done by reading energy. So people who are moderators are people who are really emotional, and people who are really caring and giving, and look at them, they're like, time after time they're here on a line. Like, I mean, women, men, Brooklyn, Lati, Dean, Tori Deer, Temperance Rising, Barbie, right, Sandy. Like, these people are here because they care for you, right? Of course they want to hear the reading, but they're also here to interact with you. So it's almost like a long distance kind of like friendship. So you, with your energy, you're welcome over here. It's like, you don't have to be shy. Okay, so I'm talking to you like you're a 5-year-old here, thinking, okay, God, stop. Okay, one more sip of my decaf, and let's start with Scorpio. Scorpio. Leo rising, hurting from Taurus rising. Proud and stubborn. Okay, Kylie. Kylie, that's how I was exhausted. It's bad when you're sleeping in the bed and you're seeing hours pass by, and it's 7 o'clock in the morning and you finally manage to fall asleep, and you know that you're going to sleep for a few hours. That's horrible. Okay, so Scorpio. Well, I know what I will do today. I was like thinking about this as well. Okay, Scorpio and Scorpio. This is what I will do. I'll pick a Lenormand card as well in the mix. Let's do that. Scorpio. That's right, Tori. Scorpio. And I really think we are giving air sign a good name, because, you know, air signs are being judged as cold, and look at how many air signs are here to really, not that other mods are not good, everybody's like so nice and bringing something, but I'm just like saying. So okay, Scorpio, you have the house, you have 6 of Swords, and you have 4 of Swords. So as I said, in this deck, you are not I'm not reading it the same way. So look at this. They're sitting on a bench, like he's holding her hand, she's looking at him, and there is like a talking, but she's looking him in his face, at his like in his eyes, but he's looking down in the shoes, so he's obviously thinking about something. It doesn't sound to me as kind of like a lovey-dovey kind of like approach as you would kind of like look on at the first glance. I really think this also could be a possible breakup. This also could be talking about somebody, why certain things happened, right? Because it almost looks like she's explaining something over here, right? And this might not be really easy to hear. Swords are never easy to hear things, but swords kind of like unleash you. Swords kind of like cut those cords, and you're free, right? Sometimes this free feels hurtful. Baby cries when it comes in this world. Baby is cut off from umbilical cord, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Being in this world, it's like, oh my God, I was like so good and nice and warm in water, and now I'm on the air. Oh, air doesn't feel right. And we have Four of Swords, and here we have a dance. It almost like looks like maybe she is dating other people. Maybe there are other options, but this is also telling me, because the house is here, there's like something about your home, and this is not necessarily place where you live. It is like really affecting people you already know, people who you would invite to your house, your friends, your relatives, your parents, your children, right? But also your extended family. Like me being Aquarius, I have a different interpretation of who family is. To me, you are the family. Hey, hi, Hev, how are you? That's like South Africa over here, yay! And Preet, hello. Silly Jane, you have like newcomers. So Scorpio, there's like something going in your home. You like, this is definitely lots of thinking. Maybe you have choices. Maybe you're wondering in which direction to go. But there's like still a really strong positive feeling that you're going in a really awesome new direction. There is like really something that you're spending a lots of deep thought going into it. It's something that is going to ultimately feel you more grounded and make you feel more happy. So it is a choice between something long term or something that's going to be sexy and sensual for you. It could be also a choice about the children, because the Sun card does represent children, right? And also there could be some kind of, let's call it damage repair that I see here in this particular situation. I mean, after all, in this card we have the mice everywhere, and they're ripping off the boards over here. But the truth is, like, the Wheel of Fortune upright is a good thing. You are resolving a part of your karma and moving into something else. So, oh my gosh, Lati, you just reminded me of something I used to do and I completely forgot about that. Okay. And I'm going to do it at the end of the reading. Lati, can you please remind me? You will be able to ask a question, and I'm going to pick 3 cards, and you'll be able to pick which one, and I'm going to answer that question. So please remind me, because I'll forget by the time that I'm there. I have been very forgetful lately. I used to be like that when I was a teenager, and like Lati, like, Kat, you didn't give me the daily card. Oh, shoot, right, kind of a thing. So who's next? Cancer. Have, you are Gemini, right? I don't know if I remember properly, but you kind of looked for sidereal astrology, right? Cancer, you have another 2 major, and both of them are reversed. You have the Fool, and you have Temperance. So check the Fool over here. It's kind of like somebody, it's almost like that Jack and the P, right? Kind of like growing up to the basically sky. Almost like looks like a magician. It's definitely a jolly fellow. Somebody probably who is the life of the party. There's like something, a warning for you. Do not be foolish. I'm wondering if like this King of Cups or a woman or a man is going to be really, really appealing to you. And you know, you're saying to yourself, I need to have some fun. I need to kind of like do something with this person. And heck, kind of like, and this is kind of like inclination. We do like this more fun. But it's really telling you, do not forget, if you do that, to create balance, because you need to look at the red flags. You need to look what's happening. Like, this is such a strong message. With Temperance reversed, it's telling me something is going to prevent you of moving forward, because something is not lining up. So even when you make a choice, even if you make the right choice, I think you will be protected. And you have clouds. Protected. You will be so confused, I think, that in the end you will kind of like hold still. You're not going to kind of continue in this direction, because maybe this person is going to exhibit, and that's going to be maybe the red flag, some, well, let's say dubious behavior, where you're going to go, okay, this is really not clear to me, and maybe you're going to ask for explanation and you're not going to get a proper explanation. I'm going to say, okay, I need to spend some more time thinking through this and see how to go, right? So this is kind of like really, really interesting. So who didn't Pisces. Oh, bald eagle is such a good sign. Brooklyn, this is like somebody Scorpio coming in your life. Okay. So Pisces. Yes, you're definitely talking about Scorpio. They kind of like swirl around you, and they have you as a target, and they're like so focused. So you have somebody, Brooklyn, who is focused on you. You have maybe not so secret admirer, but not necessarily somebody that you want, but that person is really, really determined to be with you. Okay, Pisces. And we have here 2 wands and the strength. And this is absolutely lovely. I love the renditions in this particular deck. So first of all, look what we see here. In 2 wands, we are seeing 2 gentlemen, and one is like so happy. One is like almost like drunk on love, I would say, over here. But let's not forget, there is like somebody here holding a sword over that. Like somebody is asking, few certain words need to be asked over here in the situation. And I really think, is he doing, yes, he's putting a rose here for him, kind of like, come on, man, you look messy. Imagine how back then they were really kind of like putting themselves together, and today, like, oh, I'm walking to the store in my jammies kind of a thing. Okay, I don't do that far, but you know what I mean, right? So there is like this whole sense of, planning is there, anticipation is there, I am going there. There is like romance in the air, guys, Pisces. And it could be something really good and something really serious. You also have a Leo, like twice showing up. So it might be somebody in the sign of a Leo over here. So hello, Leo's listening. It might be a Pisces for you over here. So look at here, how much strength he really needs. And do you think he's going to pull it with this rope? Nope, he's just going to squish it, right? So this is what this card really talks about. And I don't know if you can see it, that in the painting we also have a woman kind of like taming a lion. And this is all about synergy. This is all about, sometimes you meet somebody who is roaring and who is overly strong for their own good, and they're really proud about that. And then they meet somebody who is maybe not physically as strong and not physically as, let's say, outgoing, and but it's like really having that silent force inside, and it's kind of like meeting of the minds over here. For you, Pisces, it's going to be, and also interesting, 8 and 2 is 10, so you're definitely shifting to some kind of like new rhythm in a new direction. And it's going to, I maybe should use angel cards, should I? What do you guys think? Let's see, for Pisces, I think Lenormand is good here, not to kind of like do too much. And we have the mice again, but it was reversed, so that was kind of like really, really good, because I'm starting to read Lenormand reversed, in spite of a few people who told me not to do that, and we don't read Lenormand reversed. Well, I got this Lenormand deck, and weirdly enough, they're having upright and reversed interpretation, and of course I'm going to have my own. This is talking about again, something from the past. It's kind of like some damage has been done, and this could be simply that you didn't follow your path. It could be simply as that you have been derailed with things that maybe are left on the back burner, and maybe simply somebody from the past reappearing. And it could be very significant. This combination, guys, can talk about children, can talk about a marriage, and that that's going to be really good. It's a big shift for the water signs. Okay, so now I'm not going to open this to vote because then I know air signs are the fastest, and it's always going to be air. So I need to make, hello air, you want air? Okay, is see with? Okay, I just wanted to shaft air signs, and then the decision was made for us. It's going to be the air next, right, Taffy? Okay, can I take the cards now? I love you, and you're showing your private parts to everybody. Yay, 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 yay. Yay, 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 yay. Come on, baby. Brrr. Isn't this like a healing sound? And I know some of you are going to just freak out. Last week, somebody told me, how come you're not stamping while you're reading? Like, I'm unsubscribing. You know, guys, if you're so entitled, I'm really not a good reader for you. And it's kind of like really funny to see that. And, you know, it's just kind of like, it's one of those things. I was watching an interview, Neil deGrasse with Joe Rogan, and Neil deGrasse was very active on Twitter and really helping with kind of like helping people understand science. And Joe Rogan asked him, so how come you're not active anymore? What's going on? And he goes, you would not believe what kind of like names and what kind of like crap I get. I'm just like tired of that. You know, I want a peaceful life after all. So that's basically what happens. Negativity wins. Negativity pushes people away. So, so air. Love is in the air. Air. Oh my gosh, we already have it. Oh, look at that. We have the Sun, and Ace of Pentacles, and the Magician reversed, and Six of Pentacles. Okay, so let me show you the cards. The Sun is very much like in water reading, and it's the first one. We might have some interactions with water signs and also with fire signs. Again, it's a shift. We have 10, 1, 1. It is kind of like really, really interesting. And 13 and 16, no, 10, 12, and 12 and 6 is 18. So 9 and 10 are really dominating this particular reading, which means we might be kind of like going toward finish, but kind of like going back and forth. It's kind of like, you know, when you're making a shopping decision and you're going, well, should I not? And there is like this Ace of Pentacles, because look at this. Look at how cruel this is. This little rat is not going to have a good time in the next few minutes. But Ace of Pentacles is like about keeping an eye on something big and working toward it. It's just like, I don't like this rendition because yeah, it kind of like doesn't give me this biggest kind of like warmest feeling. And here in Magician, look at him, as above, so below. And we have the little fish over here, and then we have the bird here. So it is about potential, and obviously with Gemini is coming through really, really strongly, and Leo is coming through very strongly. So be very careful about how to communicate things, because it is, in the world we live, you know, something we need to do. Things need to be put in balance. Obviously here, I don't know if you can see it, there is like a milking the cow scene, and there are like a whole bunch of them waiting for, you know, like they're basically milk. So somebody's going to stay short over here, or some ideas that are starting very well might not materialize. So it really kind of depends on what we do. Now, when majors show up in any reading, majors are saying you kind of like have to go through this lesson. It's kind of like mandatory. It's such a checkpoint, right? You have to check in. With the others, you can modify them, but they're like telling you it's kind of like really recommended to kind of like go through that, because it's going to be a lesson that's going to kind of like happen. So it is kind of like really, really interesting. What I'm seeing here is almost like Aries giving some kind of like choices, because this is kind of like talking about, hey, do you really want to repeat the cycle of everything that you have been doing? What have you been doing that you do not like about yourself? Which parts do you think are manipulative? Which parts you think you can work on? And it's really calling upon you to fix it yourself. And it's kind of like one of those things that really happens before the Tower appears, and I really think we are going to really feel good about our decisions, and we have to find a better way how to communicate our needs and how to satisfy our needs. But it's overall really good one, because it really shows growth over here, and that's kind of like really, really important. So which one do I go with first? Which one do I go with first? Let's go Gemini. Gemini, 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 Gemini. Oh. Gemini, 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 Gemini. Hi, Bridget. Gemini, 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 Gemini. Okay. Huh. Gemini, you're getting, look at this, like 4 of Wands reversed. So it's the wedding scene over here, and they're being kind of like the center of attention. So why did that card come reversed? Because it is a reversal here, even though it's the upright card where we see the Hangman. But in this particular deck, we see somebody in a really good shape. I don't know if you can see him, almost like Houdini, like kind of like I want to wiggle out of it. So it is about looking for a solution. So 12 also, you know, the dozens they used to have before decimal systems, dirty dozen, you know, dozen donuts, kind of a thing. Again, did I not say the tower shows up? So here is like they are preparing you for this tower. You have 16 over here. There's like clearly something about relationships here for you, something that you really and as I said, like, do not repeat the same pattern. And sometimes we need to do some sacrifices in order for us to have certain healthier approaches in the future. And it is also looking at things from a different standpoint and from somebody else's standpoint. So that's going to be really prevalent over here. And look, you have another sun. And actually, it's kind of weird. Most of us don't like pain. Most of us don't like sacrifice. Most of us like to win. But for you, and I don't know, look at this marriage and kids. Maybe it's a sacrifice for the family. Maybe it's sacrifice for the good of everybody. That you're saying, okay, we're not going to do that because we're going to do that. And this is going to be really, really clear over there. And what you're going to do is actually going to come back as a huge reward, And you're going to say, oh my gosh, and now I feel good about myself, that I was a good human being, and I got results way beyond my expectation. So it's going to be a shift. It almost looks like they're going to put family before relationship, and that is going to be something that is going to be extraordinary rewarding in this particular period of time. For those of you who are looking for a new job, because Pentacles can actually talk about that, or maybe you're looking for a promotion, it's not going to happen. And it's not going to happen, but maybe that's going to make you kind of like go outside and look for a job, and it's going to be something much, much better. So otherwise you maybe would get promotion, you would stay where you are, and actually your path wouldn't be as fulfilled. You see, sometimes destiny works this way. All right, so let's go with Aquarius. Aquarius, when the moon is in the 7th house. So we have 10 of Pentacles, we have Six of Cups and Five of Wands reversed, which is 21. And 21 is again a new cycle coming through. So let's kind of break it down. This is kind of like really almost like sensual and sexy. He is undoing, I guess, her apron. There is a gentleman with a maid over here. And we have 1 and we have a 10 over here. And Aquarians, being Aquarians, want everything quickly. Everything quickly. So I'm ready for a change. And I have 3 minutes for this change to happen. It kind of like really typically sounds like Aquarians. And then, of course, we get disappointed in the 4th minute. Oh, I failed. I'm such a failure. And then you're depressed for the next 4 days. Right? So this is clearly saying, hello, hello, hello. There's like still something about the past that is luring and looming. There's like something that needs to be cleared. And so like now we have the 2 sixes. It was somebody who has been a soulmate or somebody who, it's kind of interesting because we have 3 women with glasses. And we have 3 men with glasses and bottles of champagne. So I guess they're drunk. I guess there's like masquerade. And like so much makes sense because I know Halloween just passed over here. But Halloween in the rest of the world, or masquerade, is in February. And guess, you know, which sign is in February. So this is like really in particular for February Aquarians that... I don't know, it could be somebody from the past coming through. It could be that we are nostalgic, and this is really kryptonite for Aquarius. When somebody kind of like lures you back in the past, oh, remember how it was, going down a memory lane, literally somebody cut off your legs at that stage, because Aquarius is a fast forward thinking sign going in the future, right? So it is going to be a battle in a sense between the past and between the future, between our hopes that we had and the folks that didn't materialize. I wanted to say hopes that didn't materialize, but folks came through. So let's go with that. And here we have a Cancan scene, obviously in Paris, and it is kind of like very interesting to me that this is kind of giving me, I don't know, was it a third party? Maybe somebody was a mistress. Maybe there was a situation where there were like 3 involved over here, or whole bunch of shenanigans in the situation. Maybe this is like something that we are kind of like, that's coming home to roost, that we kind of like need to, and I don't know who it was. Maybe it was done to us. Maybe we are doing it to the others. Maybe we didn't take, somebody didn't take responsibility for that. It just like looks like Gemini is taking responsibility. I think Aquarians also kind of need to sort it out in their head and almost like put a bow on the top, even though he's undoing, but he's undoing and it's reverse card. And then we have clouds. Yes, cloudy thinking. That's very typical for Aquarian. I hope you guys are getting more sleep than me, but this is clearly saying that we need to shift in a new direction. That is like clearly something from the past holding us back. There are still issues we need to work on. Maybe we need to get a greater clarity that really is an issue. Clouds are really usually in the cards showing here and there, right? When it comes to Lenormand, here it's showing everywhere. So it is something that, and the third 6 over here, it's about somebody. We need to get clarity about somebody. So Aquarians, get a reading. I have readings, and you need a clarity about someone, or they're just like a simple 15-minute question. And sometimes people date new people and they say, oh, just check this person out for me. And that's kind of like where these quickie readings are really good for. So let's see, Aquarians, finish this past, finish this affair with the past, because it was something that happened in the past that is kind of like still resonating very strongly, and it is about some soulmate. It is about a relationship that left a huge impact, and it's kind of like hard, and that's kind of like this wall that's preventing us of moving forward, right? So I'm already getting a theme for air signs. So Libra, 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 Libra. Have Weed is legal in Canada. Not that I'll go for it, because weed actually doesn't work well on me. It lowers vibration and I don't like it, and I hate the smell. But it's legal. I didn't even try to buy it. I don't even know still where, but I can see in the paper every day they're talking about that. It's kind of like weird. You're still kind of like having a feeling, even if I buy it, would something be illegal, right? And I don't really see why I would buy it. Because whenever I tried weed back in the past, it would just, like, first of all, it would make me want to eat a fridge, and then I would just gain more weight, and second of all, it would just give me a tremendous, like, paranoia and headaches. So yeah, for me, it really lowers significantly my vibration. Holy smoke over here, Libra. The romance is in the air. You have admirer. Somebody is having you. Somebody is observing you. This is really good. Like, you're sending that sense, like that pheromones out there. And you have the 8 of Swords reversed. Why is the 8 of Swords over here? And then we have 7 of Wands. 8 of Swords in a regular decks is showing a woman, and that's why I was like thinking interpretation of this card, is showing the woman who is tied and blocked, and she feels no way out. In a sense, it's a similar thing here. There's like somebody waiting for her to probably get over certain crises, to get over certain issues. Like, altogether the cards add to 17, which is basically the Star card, which is the card again that is air coming through. So air is going to be air, but air is also going to be dealing with things from the past. There is like something that air probably got stuck. I can see it on all levels, with Gemini still being stuck, but they are like finding ways to kind of like use that to their benefit, right? Where Aquarius really needs to put a period to something, to some kind of like clouded thinking. So Cat needs to stop being disoriented over here and confused, kind of. But here, I guess you Libra, there is like something about romance over here. There is like something about, because this one was reversed, and this is kind of like very significant, that maybe even somebody you have been with, you're like now looking at this person, well, this is really not that bad after all, and maybe just like running into somebody's like in arms. Maybe there's like somebody who you didn't consider to be a mate that now you will consider. And I don't know if there's like influence of alcohol as they have these cups over here or not, but you have like 3 flavors. You have cups, you have swords, and you have wands. So there's like action. And look at here, this is obviously arrival, not exit. It is like 7 o'clock, so this is not somebody new. It is like somebody from the past, or something from the past that you didn't get from some person, and it will continue maybe with a new one. It could be options as well that I see over here, or it could be just like simply kind of greeting with the family. This is kind of like really important, because this is like embrace, and it's embracing almost like a new future that I see over here, and it's kind of like resolving certain things from the past. So this is going to be pre-Mercury retrograde special, I guess, this week. So it's going to be very important. And then we have another clover, which kind of like really resonates with 2 of Cups that we have, the soulmate card. And this is kind of like really some luck that is going to be with you guys. And so this is not necessarily big luck, like playing the lottery, but sort of like if you, because like there's like obviously a need over here to create some kind of balance and to go in a new direction, and it's almost like choosing between the 2 things. And we always have these things, especially if you are pessimistic like me, well, I'm not pessimist, but like, I mean, when it comes to kind of like choosing things, I always feel, I'm going to choose the wrong one. But here you are going to choose the right one, guys. It's kind of like, you know, the force will be with you kind of a thing. So very, very interesting. Okie dokie. So a little bit of coffee. A little bit of coffee. We still have two. Maybe I should get a completely new cup, fresh new cup over here. So who am I doing next? Now I can let you choose. Now I can let you choose. We have fire and we have earth. So let's start voting. Let's start voting here. Gemini is never at fault. Well, the stage is going to be, let me try to do things differently. So let me grab cup of coffee and you guys vote. And I'm seeing only one fire for now. So Letty, just take the votes until I pour myself another cup of coffee. Okay. Sugar. You're such a pretty boy. You're such a pretty boy. Yeah. You know, guys, what's scary? I was just like grabbing a cream from the fridge and I noticed that I have avocados there. And I swear to you, these avocados are probably there for 2 months right now. I have to trash them. And they're still nice and firm. It's, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't trash them. They're fat. I guess fat can stay for a while together. It will be interesting to open them up and see. So who is still counting? Okay. Fire is on fire. Okay, Lati is going to fire it as. Okay, so let's go. Fire. Fire, fire, fire. 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 It's heavy. No, she's going in a different direction. Fire. 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 And Marina, which sign are you? Having this much earth around you, so you like stability, obviously very important for you. So that's kind of interesting which one you are. So fire, I already have it. Ace of Wands, 2 of Wands. Oh my gosh, look at this. I think this one was first. Ace of Pentacles. Oh my gosh, so you guys are really on fire. That we've seen it here. So you have Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. Look at this. Getting a rat and trying to play with a snake. We know what's going to happen over here. Here, getting a lizard, 2 of Wands. Then we have 3 of Wands. What are the chances over here? Exploration. So kind of like, let's see what it is. And 4 of Pentacles. So it's obviously something new happening, something new is evolving. 7, 9, 10, 11, and then you have this 11 thing, which is kind of like about balance and creating kind of like this universal justice. Things kind of like falling in place in order. You're kind of like doing this new planning. You're going in a new direction. You're kind of like really feeling yourself moving forward. It's a new start. You're opening these new doors, guys. 4 of Pentacles is the only one that kind of like worries me over here. And look at this, like, I mean, somebody grabbing, that's why I don't like this deck generally, because it kind of looks very cruel. It was done by the vet lady, and I guess she's relating the real nature, and I kind of like to what is the word, anthropomorphize, I think, anthropomorphize, meaning kind of like assign human qualities to the animals, but this is like really animal quality over here. 4 of Pentacles can talk about, you know, look at this, like she still has the bird that she has eaten. It's kind of like never enough. It can actually talk about closing in, and so be careful not to kind of close in this kind of like whole expansion, or that somebody kind of like or that you stopped this whole progress too early and say, oh great, this I started great, I better hold it, because what else? You need to kind of like go with that energy. It's a really, really good energy over here, so kind of like needs to kind of like be enjoyed. So yeah guys, not only that you have this all adding to 11, but you have 2 aces, and these are really good 2 combination of aces. This really talks about anything. I mean, fire is on fire, because look at that. You're going to feel good at home, you're going to feel good with the family, you're going to feel good reaching out and exploring, you're going to be feeling good about kind of like your new direction. It's going to feel like a new beginning. And then it might be toward the end of the week, Friday or so, you're going to say, wow, you know, I have changed. Just like, don't lull yourself into that, because as I said, your progress is just starting, and it's going to be just a phase, because after that lulling into this phase, it gets to the shakedown phase, the 5 phase, which kind of can be very unstable. So, but anyway, you know, they say like use it while you have it. It's going to be a really, really nice week, guys. Really nice week. Some new determination, some new starts. Very, very lovely. And it's really, really good to have. Like, when is the new moon? Is it the new moon happening soon? Because that kind of like would tell me you're like really strongly pushing it through. Okay, so who do I do first? Sagittarius. Lati, yes, it's still the fire. Okay, so this one wanted to come out, and again we see this like 7 of Wands, but it's reversed. Okay, what's up? What? Huh? Are you fire now? I thought you were Taurus. Okay, let's see, fire. Ooh, I'm going to stop here. Ooh, we have the World. So you're still with, I would not say with 1 foot in the past, I would say with 1 toe in the past, because maybe some of you were hoping and waiting. Who am I reading? Leo, I guess I'm reading. I was just trying to think who I focused on to, right? Because look at this, like 21 and 7 is 28. We still have 1 over there, and this is kind of like, now it's the new fresh beginning, because maybe you have been waiting for somebody, and it was kind of like really really self-evident that is not going to come back, or you don't want to go back. And it's even more importantly that you really want to move forward, because look at this, like 2 of them, a father and a mother, are holding this whole weight of the world on their shoulders to actually give child a better future. And this is kind of like karma resolve, guys, kind of like rejoice kind of a thing. Hi Dubravka, how's everything? And then we have the moon. So the moon is about honor. Maybe somebody hurt you, maybe because you're Leo, you get highly sensitive, and I have a moon in Leo, so clearly this is obviously talking to me as well. We have this like really high pride, and we don't really want to say that we are hurting when we are hurting, and we kind of like have that, we are bottling things up over here. And like more important to us than anything else is like that we show this like strong face, and you guys are represented with the card that is called the strength card, right? So that's about the strength. Like, I mean, you might be shredding, we might be shredded in the little pieces inside, but you're going to pull yourself together, that just like for a moment you kind of like look that you have it all, you have your act together, and then you're going to just like fall apart at home. Well, falling apart part is over, because it looks to me that many Leos were falling apart over here. It looks to me that many of you were trying to find how to build that stuff from the inside, and this is kind of like getting accomplished. Also, this is really, really good for going in a new direction for pretty much anything. So Leos, congratulations, especially at work. Things will maybe something in your workplace is going to come from the past as well. But in that case, it's going to be good pushing it forward, right? Just one thing I would advise, Do not get satisfied with something that you get at work. Just ask for more, whether it is more money, even if this is like give me a little bit more assignments, because that's going to help you in the long run. Aries. Oh no, I was reading Sagittarius and then I switched to Leo. It is kind of like really weird. So guys, this is going to be Leo, and it is really weird because I know that I said Sagittarius first. Okay, it just like simply happened, Leo. So let's leave Sagittarius last and see why Leo interfered in their reading. I'm not that confused, guys, but I could be absent-minded professor. So let's see. Aries. Oops, you got a whole bundle, so I'm just going to grab one card here, and this one was the kind of, wow, Aries, you're getting two majors. You're getting the Hangman and you're getting the Fool. Now this is a really good combination. It looks like you have been going through a period that maybe had some kind of stagnation. Obviously, you cannot really move very far, right? Not physically. But what do you do in this kind of situation? And why do you think they are choosing this kind of basically punishment? But this is a self-punishment. Obviously, it's a self-sacrifice. It is because, you know, the person needs to think about their deeds. But in this particular card, we have locks everywhere. There are locks. And it's not really unlocking things on the outside, it's unlocking things inside of us, certain things that I don't know. And you know how Aries is. Aries kind of has this exuberant energy, kind of always going forward. And when you I think Oprah said, when you are running, don't turn, because it's going to slow you down. Keep running. And you guys are really kind of subscribing to this motto over here. But it was a situation that you decided purposely not to be that kind of like forward, and it was like for the benefit of learning about other people around you. But look at this, and this is like also 12, could be also karma resolved. It's kind of interesting that these two cards are coming through for fire. And you're getting into the Fool, which is also the new beginning, and it's telling you to kind of like say yes to any possibility, to anything that is coming through. Fool is like such a good thing. It's about the vision. It's about feeling you know, that you can do anything that you want, right? Hi Lars, I started 1 minute earlier, not too much earlier. And yes, there is the Mountain, and it was reversed. So I really think that some kind of like, what is this? Is somebody ringing? Is that some kind of like burdens are kind of like getting resolved over here? So it is kind of like really, you might have issues, you might have challenges. Maybe there was like something that couldn't be resolved, and that kind of like would make sense. Who was that? Gemini? That they had it's kind of like similar positioning. You guys also might all basically fire sign be dealing with Libras, or kind of like justice. Things are kind of falling in balance, and for you Aries, it's going to be partially your own sacrifice, which is again very much like Gemini, going to be so beneficial. It's going to resolve problems on their own. Did you ever kind of like have those issues? I don't think once. I think once I got a big bill from Revenue Canada, it was like, oh my god, like, I mean, how did that happen? It didn't show like when I was doing my taxes. And I was like mulling it over, how to pay it and how to organize this. I'm getting in a few days follow-up message saying, oh, you know, we made an error and here is like adjustment, and adjustment is basically a fraction of it, like 1/20th of what the initial bill was. So things resolve on its own without me doing anything, right? So something like this here is happening, something that you're well aware of, and it is kind of like pushing it forward. This is really interesting. I really like this energy, I really have to say. And it's interesting that you have a 21 card, which is over here, which is also about, you see, the Mountain is always talking about it's kind of hard to get there, it's sharp, it's dangerous, but you are now on the top, and you are here on the top, and it just like happened through the means that you really did not expect. All right, Sasha. Oh, Sasa. I'm not so sure am I pronouncing this. So let's see. Sagittarians, why was your reading like interfered with? Let's see what's going on with Sagittarius. Oops. We are having a Queen of Cups and Knight of Cups. And this one wants to come out. And then we have like 3 of Wands, which we have it over here. So Sagittarians, there is like a romance over here in the air. This is not necessarily your type of a romance. Look at him. He has the glass. And there was obviously somebody there. It looks like this guy seduces anybody in the process. It's almost like you know, throwing the seeds to birds, throwing like a wine. Hey, come over. There's going to be lots of fun. And there is like this mask over here. A Queen of Cups can be, or it can be a relationship with somebody who is, I would say, a bit too demanding over here, or it could be some kind of like emotional thing. I can also see manipulation guys over here, or somebody, as you can see, being a drama queen. Look at this, like everybody's coming to her. She's actually trying to see who is going to be the most, I guess, subservient. As you can see, very different interpretation of the cards. And it's kind of like enjoyment of the things, but it's sort of like some kind of like fakeness that I see. The Knight of, and I'm really comparing this to this reading because it was interrupted. There is like some kind of like self-protection that is kind of like built in, or maybe somebody, or it could be you, will kind of like faint, or not necessarily faint literally as here, but maybe faint something going on, or fake something going on in order to get something. Why would that be? Let me just get this clarification. And then you have the key, it's reversed. You're trying to keep something hidden. That's what's going on. Maybe somebody, maybe you feel controlled by somebody in this period of time. And I know what it is. You are going to try to get your way in any means possible. And I guess, as Lati said, you're going to have lots of options. So, you know, there is a reason why I read the element first, and then I kind of like glue it with this, because we see the other sister or brother signs, whatever you want to call them, what they are going through, which is kind of like very, very similar. That kind of like are all almost like Siamese twins over here, right? So you need to understand that like you guys get flavor from the other ones. So be very, very careful here, because you are guys going to get your way, but make sure that this your way doesn't explode in your face later, because you don't want something to be discovered. You're going to go out of your way for kind of like creating some kind of like walls. And I can see this like 4 of Pentacles is clearly coming to you. You'll feel that you succeeded, and it's going to be about seduction. It could be about matters of heart. So it's kind of like really, really important that you got a key over here. And plus this is adding up to 11, and here there's like 33, and this is again about family. It is again about relationship. It's about that interaction. So either you're going to be kind of like a drama queen, or you're going to be a drama queen. Be very careful. It's going to work, but it might explode in your face later. So that's all I have to say. So that was fire. And then I am going to do, who is next? Earth. Sally. Yeah, I know, Sally. I was actually, funny when I saw that, I was actually thinking about you as well. It would make sense in your situation a lot. But keep in mind, this is a general reading, right? So it might not be. Okay, so we are going with Earth. Oh, the leaves are flying through the air. This must be really windy outside. I thought birds initially. And leaves. Earth. Hi, Scorpio. How are you doing? Earth. So Sagittarians are having secrets and they're being a little bit manipulative. I'm going to check my Sagittarians friends this week. It's going to be interesting. I know what you're doing. Okay, Earth, 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 Earth. Speak to me for this week. Earth, Earth. Ho, ho, ho. There is the Tower in the house, and then 8 of Swords and 2 of Pentacles. 26, it's 8. You maybe are overcommitted, I would say, Earth. Maybe you're getting tired of things. Maybe you felt that you were like pegged in a corner, you're pushed in a corner, and it is kind of like really hard to get out of it. The Tower in this particular card is really good. The cat is jumping from the balcony, and you know how they have this balance sector in their head, kind of like oriented. And by the way, how many know that this is a girl? And how much, like, do you think I'm guessing? I'm not guessing, because when the cats have 3 colors as such, they're like in 99% ladies. So they have like this balance center that kind of like pushes them to land on the feet, right? So the older they get, the balance center gets affected. So hence, this is kind of like strange. But this kind of like really talks about jumping out of the situation, that maybe because probably the thunder is striking the house as well, where you kind of like really need to land properly, but Kitty didn't land yet. And it's a process that will be going on, process of kind of like going through and understanding something. Look at the 8 of Swords. I mean, I don't know like why they did the doggy door, because this looks like a Safi over here, and there is a toy, and this door wouldn't stop her at all. And I had a dream about Matrix and Safi, interestingly enough. So 8 of Swords is like about the blockages. 8 of Swords are basically about self-imposed blockages, because as I said, there's going to be nothing for the kitty. So why are you choosing not to jump over? So I think, Earth, what is this telling you? That something that you have been building, meticulously, I would say building, is now telling you that's not the best direction for you. Something can happen suddenly that is going to almost like feel like shock, but at the same time it's going to be release. Maybe you're going to even find that something is upsetting. It could be that you have too many things on your plate. It could be that you're like working too hard. But 2 of Pentacles can also have a tint of a feeling that somebody's juggling something, because look at here, somebody's like having this cruel game. They put a mouse on a string and they're playing this, and Kitty is like getting the exercise. That's what I do the first thing in the morning when I wake up, just with the string, no mouse, and like my cats enjoy this exercise. But this can also talk about putting a life and work and family and career and health in balance. And there was something clearly that you are doing which is not in your best interest, that is now going to really make you redo things, and kind of like you can build them properly. The only thing that worries me here is that even though this kind of like repositioning is going to happen, that you might just go right back and just like decide to do whatever you are doing, right? So we'll see what it is. Like, for example, my dad right now, it was like, it just like goes one thing after another. Where it was like water tank, and now it is, and it's kind of interesting, the Taurus, right? Water tank, and now it is the stove. So, you know, I said, well, let's go get a new gas range, right? Oh no, it's like $3,000. So now he's trying to find, and I'm not the type of person, you see, that's very different. I always go, that's problem. That's why I have a Leo in me, probably for the most expensive solution, because when I was growing up in Europe, like, right, like my mother will always say, we are not rich enough to buy cheap things. And I was always trying to get the best, or as high as I can go, because it's going to last longer. And that really was true in my life. And And I really think here that instead of that, that you're going to find some semi-solution. So getting a different gas range, and then another one in 2 years, another one, another one, and paying all these people to install it. It might not be as good solution as doing something ideally in the first place. So be very careful not to go right back into something that you actually are giving an opportunity to resolve over here, right? So that's really, really important. So who do I go with first? Let's go with Taurus. Taurus, well, you're getting Chariot. That's actually a lovely card. Oops, I'm getting lots of cards. You are getting 9 of Wands reversed. Ooh, I don't like this card. And you're getting 3 of Cups reversed. 12, 20. It is like 2. We are going back to this 2 of Pentacles. So this is clearly my dad's energy coming through. And so look at this. Again, we have these forces. Like, how do you want to resolve this? Like, they're like these 2 really kind of like strong bulls, kind of like being carried forward, right? This be tendency of black and white thinking. You either do this for me or you don't, and that can be a problematic thing. But Chariot is also moving forward. In this particular card, it's like not this like force that is like usual, showing like these horses or sphinx pretty much that can fly. This kind of like, it's a slow and steady kind of like a move forward, which for Taurus, and then seeing a Taurus over here, seeing a bull over here, it's clearly a motion forward, but it's like also telling you that you might make somebody really unhappy in the situation. Look at this thing. Like, I mean, it could be her mom, it could be her dad, and she is obviously sad, but she's showing the sadness with an anger. So there is like a tint of sadness in all of that. It could be something about the friendship that is affected over here, guys. So this entirely thing can talk about somebody moving away, or somebody being distant, or maybe you are being accused of being distant, or maybe you are being accused of not doing the right thing. I would say that certain kind of like discussions and accommodations should be done. It will be actually in everybody's best interest, not only in yours. So something that has happened is basically also giving you opportunity to move in a new direction. But I also see that you will also have that inclination to go right back to where you were. And there you go, Dean, always 777. Thank you. Okay, so let's see. Oops, Taurus. And you've got 2 cards. And you've got Mountain that reversed in the last moment, and the Sun. Well, the Sun, it's again the choice between good and bad. Like, I guess you're resolving problems. That's all you care. And this is kind of like really earth energy that comes through. Look, let's talk about, you know, like 3 years ahead. In 3 years ahead, let's right now resolve what is like right in front of us. And like, I am doing things that I need to do right now, but there's like certainly also I am resolving things, and that's what matters to me over here. So it's going to be satisfaction, and that's kind of really good for earth signs. There's like this grounding energy that can kind of like feel really, really good. And the Sun in Lenormand is the card that shines light on anything else. So you're not going to feel devastated. You're not going to feel that you let anybody down. You're just going to feel, hey, you know, I resolved the problem. I resolved the issues that I have. And so you kind of like maybe need to kind of like get some answer, anticipation. You need to resolve some kind of challenge at this stage in this life, whether this is relationship, whether this is internal or external, because the Tower basically belongs to Scorpio and Aries. So one is really talking about internal change, one is talking about external change, and change will be, like change will push you forward. So I think you're going to land yourself on your feet, and that's basically all that matters over here. So that doesn't sound bad. No, it's actually really not bad in the end. I was a little bit worried when I saw that, but it's really, really not bad. But when I saw the Tower opening up, I was like, ooh. But now I see what it is. Like, it was just like simply something that it could be just like with my dad. Something is broken, something needs to be fixed. or something that you couldn't, that you were challenged with how to kind of like go forward, you're not going to be anymore. So let's see Virgo. Virgo, 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 Virgo. We are getting, wow, Virgo, you brought the tower to the surface. Look at this. We have another tower. We have two majors. Virgo, very, very, very big week. Let me just get Lenormand so I can kind of like do all three. And again, it's the key reversed. It was like something that you didn't want to let go, guys. And you guys could be dealing with, this is clearly over here, like there's like strong Scorpio influence over here. And Scorpio brings this like deep things that we buried a long time ago, the addict things kind of thing, right? Where things are kind of like being kind of like put aside. But this is like also about past lives, guys. And there is like somebody in your life who left a huge impression. It's kind of really interesting because we also have a Leo over here on this tower. Like some structure, something that you meticulously have built are now actually needing for you to let go. It's kind of like one of those shocking things. Wait a minute. All my life I was like striving to do this. So something is not going to be there. This is like clearly for you, telling you that this is done for a reason. You're being pushed in a new direction, because look at this. Tooting this kind of like new beginning. I don't know why I see so many lions over here. It could be just clearly somebody, a Leo, but this is a celebration. So something broke and it's being celebrated. So you need to kind of like to wrap my head around this, especially with the key being reversed. I really think in this case that, you know, the tower broke down and you found your answers. Something that has been blocked, and you are unblocking your destiny. Like, this is so big, I cannot even tell you how big this is. Like, the key in Lenormand is the key and the sun are the key cards in Lenormand, and we are seeing them both over here for Earth. So this is kind of like really important, because this means you're finally now benefiting out of certain things that you did, and some things are maybe almost like forced on you, but you are definitely going to benefit, right? It's almost like somebody crashes your car and you're like so upset about it. Oh my gosh, what will I do without this car? How do I balance things? How do I get to work? But then you get like such a hefty payment from insurance company to go, ooh, that was not so bad. That's kind of like situation that I'm trying to explain over here. It's something that is like hiding some, it's not snake in the mist. Snake in the mist is somebody who wants to harm you. It's kind of like something that is going to come so beneficial out, but it's going to come through the venue that it's not going to be that pleasant, but it's going to happen in a really good way. So yeah, smashing plate kind of a thing. So who I didn't do yet? Capricorn. You have 7 of Cups, 7 of Cups, and 6 of Pentacles, and hi Jennifer, and we have a child. It was reversed though. Interestingly, usually 6 of Pentacles is showing children, but not in this deck. So what do we see over here, Capricorns? We see mask ball, but everybody's masked by her. So maybe there's like an essence, and I can see it here. Maybe you were very truthful in some kind of situation and assuming very wrongfully that other people were truthful too, where even though I have to say I see the other ladies are not wearing masks, men are wearing masks, and that's kind of like very strange. You shouldn't be assuming that other people are telling you everything honestly over here. This is the card of illusion. This is a card of where you interpret whatever you want to interpret. You know, like when you meet somebody, did anybody watch Bridget Jones' movie? And it was like when she started to flirt with her boss, Hugh Grant, and she's immediately hearing this like wedding bells at the moment when they met, right? But like this is just like simply pheromones working, right? But then in this card over here, we see an artist. He is painting a portrait and she's posing. She's trying to be as cute as she can be, and people are gathering around that. So it can be kind of like, and also I think the apples are the clue. It's kind of like, I want an apple. It could be a hidden seduction in a situation, because after all, we also see, I don't know why I thought Zeus, but we see a statue over here that really face doesn't exist. So it's something faceless over here that is happening. Something is faceless over here, right? And I also see a very strong Scorpio over here for you. First of all, 13 is the card of death, which belongs to Scorpio, and here we have 13 as well. So this is kind of like double whammy. So it is like something or somebody from the past. Maybe that's why it is. Like, you're still struggling with things that are partially starting in the past and how to resolve them. There simply could be issues with your children that you have projects from the past, that you're trying to finish something. You guys are definitely beautifying your home. You're kind of like working on pushing things forward. The child is kind of it's very interesting card, right? Because it doesn't have to mean a child. It's a positive card. It talks about a new beginning, that talks about innocence, and I think that's what it is here. The innocence is probably that key, because maybe you're going into situations in a very innocent way and then you get stuck. It's shocking. And why are people like this? Did you ever maybe wonder that if you're kind of like giving yourself in a smaller amounts, then people would sooner or later have to remove this mask because it's suffocating and they cannot really hold it for too long? Maybe you're trusting too much, and I think that's the key. Maybe your trust will be betrayed over here, but it's like definitely something new, or maybe something small happening. It can talk about jobs, and it can definitely talk about the relatively new relationship, but also new relationship could be with somebody you have known for a while, because I do see that. Maybe you're putting things in kind of like balance. I have a feeling, because of the Two of Pentacles and here of Six of Pentacles, that you're kind of challenging yourself in improving yourself as a person, and that also means that you're kind of like better in understanding your boundaries. You're also kind of like more giving in certain aspects of your life, and you're also less giving in the others, and you're kind of like trying to shift that energy a little bit. Well, not really so consciously, as if something is going to happen, and all you need to do is like, you need to recognize what doesn't feel right and acknowledge that, and not to push yourself in the same situation. So that's the part of the reading, and I did remember what I'm going to do now for those of us 42 that are still online. So you guys now, while Lati is choosing people or person to get a free reading, so I'm going to answer your question. So you guys think of a question that you have. It has to be a simple question, and the person who wins 15, thank you, Lati, 15 minutes, you just have to tell me a segment of life. It could be career, it could be job, it could be family, it could be love, and I'll just do a general reading. Okay, so which deck I want to do for this? I'll do this one. Oh, actually, I'll have a few decks. So let me see. 3 questions. I'm going to shuffle. I'll pick 3 cards, and you will not see which one it is. You guys think of the question. Think of the question. Think of the question. Think of the question. No, just one card. And a card flicked over here. There are actually 2 over here and here. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you very much for being here and helping. You have a great week too. So let me just see. Oops. I hope you didn't see that. I think this was reversed. Now I told you, so I have to pick a new one. I need to hide it from you because usually when I did that, I think I shuffled so you would not see which card it was. So I'm going to pick one here. Okay, guys, this is number one. Kind of like, right? Make your question, make your wish. This is number one. This is number two. And this is number three. Okay. Now you have your question. I'm going to give you the answer. Number one answer. Whoa, you have Nine of Sky. There's like something that is really pressing you. There is like something that is really making you loop in all directions. The answer is not on the outside. The answer is inside. You need to kind of like resolve your own nightmares. You need to kind of like figure out what is scaring you and face your fears. The moment you face your fears, they vanish. And this is the card that is really talking about us having ability to torture ourselves with this question. It is something really important, something really pressing, something that makes you scared of the future. It is the card of anxiety. However, it's not going to last much longer. As I said, it's a stage number 9. This wish is not going to really come true at this point, but it is because it cannot come true until you resolve certain things in yourself. So you need to kind of like really go inside. Meditation, soak in a bath for a while, and that's when that release happens and all of a sudden ideas come through. Number two, we have Queen of Swords and Five of Cups. There's like somebody who is being cut off here, clearly. It is minimizing the impact of something, and Five of Cups is generally about a loss, but not in this particular deck, right? So we see somebody kind of like lurking from the background. Maybe Kitty is basically hiding from the owner, and Cat is being called over here. It is about needing to turn around. I think they were kind of like talking about in this deck. And Queen of Swords is maybe the question was about wanting somebody, waiting from somebody to kind of like do something for you, and you're waiting for them to kind of like turn around and do it. But ultimately you are going to really do the things that are the best for you. Will they do it? If this was a yes and no question, I would say no. Will it happen? I would say no. And the reason why I'm saying is that basically you are not going to have the same desire within a week. You will see that things will change. You will kind of like have a completely different perspective, and it's going to make you feel good. This new perspective, you will actually go in a new direction. And the last question, the Tower. That question is going to get redefined. The question is going to be also much different than it was at this time. Well, look at this, like how much of negativity I got over here. So I have lots of, I would say, broken souls over here. Oh, guys, here's like a little energy. I need to do the Reiki with you in the future. Again, the Tower over here, things for this person that you're asking, or this situation that you're asking, are not what is meant for you. You are completely in the wrong thing. It's like, I want this lottery ticket. I know it's going to win. It's not going to win. I want it. And people are telling you can pick the two. No, I want. I know this one's going to win. So you get this one, you win, but this one wins the jackpot. You see, like that's basically what this is talking about. It's going to kind of like shift you to the proper path. Tower is a love-hate relationship for most of us, but it is definitely telling you that it's going to be that aha moment. It's going to kind of like really, for example, I was like fixing, my Tower moment was when I tried to brake, and my brakes were squealing for a while, but like now brakes are made with different materials and they squeal. And I have a really good car, and it kind of like was embarrassing stepping on a brake and so I went to the mechanic and I said, look, can you give me the original, not aftermarket brakes, right? I really want it, because I was driving and I pressed on the brake and it just like went right through. It's like, oh my God, that's not good. And I tried again. I said, oh my gosh, I started questioning myself if I did it or not. Went there, he said, oh my God, your brake was completely worn. So you see, that's basically the Tower moment. Doesn't have to be something huge, crucial, but it is about telling you doing things right, and it's kind of like really important. And my brakes are not squealing anymore, so yay, it's all good. So that's pretty much. Do not tempt the destiny. Anybody here, like, things are still brewing, things are really internal that is happening for all these questions. It is really, really clear to me, and it is not a negative answer, even though I gave you a no, which is a negative. It is really the answer that you need to kind of like really find yourself, kind of like how to jump back on your feet. And look, you have like these instabilities of 9, 5 and 7, which is always a stage that is pushing us forward towards something positive. It's kind of like going toward up. So you're not in a downward spiral, and you're in the upward spiral, so which is really, really good. So Kylie Mitchell is the winner. Well, congratulations, Kylie. And you need to kind of like put here your name, your email, pardon me, and fill out the form for it, which is like cattarot.ca/request. Let me see. I'll type it for you. Where's my mouse? Mouse. And congratulations. Is this typing? Nope. I'll try to do a few more monthlies, but I might even kind of like, I need to do cleaning. My place is neglected and I have to do some stuff. Oh, there you go. Lati knows everything. Thank you so much. So congratulations, guys. I really hope everybody is going to have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I'm sending like positive vibes to all of you. I probably should do Reiki healing for all of you, and so that way you can simply kind of like have some energy coming through, whether it's 5 minutes or not. You can keep doing it over and over again. So thank you to all the mods for helping. I greatly appreciate. Lati, is great to see you back, and great to see Barbie and Sally and all my kind of like steady guys. And I'll see you next week, guys. You know that I love you, and I really wish all the best for you. So I'm going to put a little music for you. Yeah, not the cat. I think I'm going to do Reiki. Or maybe we can do Reiki right now, just for a few moments. So let me just find a music that is not going to get me in any trouble with copyright. And I don't know where the heck it was. No, this is not good for Reiki. This is not good. See, I don't like to do things halfway. And I don't know where I put my Reiki music. Let me see, is it here? No. You know what? I'm going to skip it this time, because it has to be the proper vibration, and it doesn't really work well without it. So next time, Lati is going to remind me. So I'm going to put the music here for you. You have another few minutes being with each other, and then I'll talk to you soon next week. Okay, love you guys. Guys, sending you this light from the sunshine, and I am looking forward to seeing you here the next week. And until the next time, all the best.